In this tutorial, we will implement a custom drop UI device. If you want more videos like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you want to access the code or the assets of the tutorial or looking for help, you can check our Patreon in the description. Let's continue with the tutorial. Hi everyone, in today's tutorial we are going to do a custom drop UI device. So to be clear, this is not a custom drop device, so it's not going to store your store custom resources or drops for the player. This is just for the visuals, this is just for the UI, but it's a pretty neat UI. So and of course, as always, we have some assets to use with this device. You can get the code and the assets from our Patreon if you'd like, but of course we made it in a way that it's easy for you to use your own assets. So let's get to it. So we have our custom drop UI device, and here what we have is mainly we have the custom drops array. So you set your custom drops in this array. For now, for this tutorial, we have 5 of them, and for each custom drop you set the texture icon, and then you set the icon size. And for all of these I just set 60 and 60, and then you have a text, and you have a text data, and this is optional. So you can actually not set the text and it will still work. And of course texture is optional too, but if you don't set it, it won't work properly. So we have on the text field, we have the text color that you can set and the drop amount. So again, this is just the visuals, so this is just for the UI. This is not going to record anything for your player. So if you fill in the text value, it is going to write the text next to the icon with the defined color and the amount. Basically it will say, like, it will display the cash icon and then plus 150 in green. And then you set the trigger that will trigger this UI, the specified custom drop UI for the player, and it's just the same thing for the others as well. It's just different values, right? Different icons, different colors, and different triggers. And then we have max drops visible at the time. So this determines how many max drop icons will be visible at a time on your screen. So I've set it to 5, but you can set it to whatever you want. And then we have anchors and alignments, anchors and alignment vectors to position this custom drop UI to wherever you want. We also have offsets for that as well. So I'm positioning it to somewhere on the bottom right side of the center, so actually right around here. And then you can actually set what's going to happen is the icons are going to float from bottom to the up, and you can basically set the speed of it. So this is in pixels, and for the tutorial I have the floating pixels per second to 30, and then max float seconds. So this basically means after this the icon will float for this duration, so it will float for 5 seconds, and then it will disappear. And that's about it. Actually, it's a pretty easy device to set up, and let me show you how it works with the code. So first we define some of our helper classes. We have to drop text, and then the custom drop, you already seen these. So here we initialize it, and then we are calling the main class with the trigger event of this specific trigger of this custom drop. And then we have a floating widget class. This is to handle the UI state, and this is the agent data. So for each player we are recording what is the current UI state basically. Then we have our main device, all these editables I just showed you, and then we are recording the state per each player. Then so we are getting this some texture. We're basically using this variable to set up the initialize the UIs, and then just a little variable to know when to close up our async function here. So in on begin, we just fill that texture variable, we initialize all the custom drops, and then we spawn the async function, which will tick each frame, and basically this is the meat of it. So this will be updating the the canvas. But let's come to here at the end. So on display triggered, we have, so basically if the agent data is not initialized for this player, we are initializing it. We are filling it with all the initial values that we need. But then, and of course, so we are creating the canvas. But if it is exists, then we come here, and then what we do is just we are getting the all this canvas here. So we are either going to find a icon canvas that is not used, so it has disappeared, or if there's already like max amount of, so remember this variable, if there's all where it is, okay, if there's already like 5 icons visible, then we are going to just say sorry, but there's a new one, so we're going to get the oldest one, and then we are going to replace it with the newest one, and we are initializing its starting values with 0. And then this is the field drop canvas. So basically using the custom drop values, we are changing the icon and the text and the text color and the icon size using directly using the values from this custom drop. So this is the canvas creation function. So first we have an outer canvas that we are using to position our inner canvas, and inside the inner canvas we have a stack box. Here it's a vertical stack box where we have the resource we have the actual the visuals of it, and then we have actually here an invisible color block. So what we do here to float the UI is a little bit of a little trick that we do. We have a color block, invisible color block, that we increase in size. And since this is a stack box, this is a vertical stack box, and this is at the bottom, and it's anchored and aligned in such a way that it always the same place always stays at the bottom, and only the top part moves if any size changes happen. So as we move this color, as we increase the size of this color block, this canvas that we have here, this custom drop resource canvas, is going to move up, so it will basically float. And here we have an horizontal stack box, and this is just the icon, and then right to it we have the text. Of course we might not have the text, but that's okay. If there is not, then it will be just empty and it will be just the icon. And okay, let me slowly scroll back up so that you can clearly see all of it. Okay. And yeah, let me scroll all of it again. And actually let me go through async. So in the async we are ticking per frame. We are looking at how many time has passed, and then we are calculating the offset increase that we should do for the canvases. And for each player we are getting their UIs, and we are looking for all the UI states. We are looking if there is any UIs that we should move. If they are visible, it means that we should move them. So but first we look at the floating seconds, if it already past the maximum amount of time, then we are hiding it, we are not moving it anymore. If not, we are just going to increase their offset, increase their seconds. So this is just increasing the state here. But then in here we are going to actually increase the size of the color block so that it will float up. And that's actually in the entire code. Just it's the UI part of it is pretty straight up, but just the only trick is the color block trick with the vertical stack box. So let me show you how it works in action. So if I could get my Fortnite here on the screen. Okay, let me end the game and start again. Okay, so if we come, so here we have 5 triggers. So we can trigger this and you'll see the custom resource going up. We can trigger it, we can trigger that, we can trigger that, and you can see all the icons that I've put in with the colors and the amounts I've put in, they're all displayed in a nice floating custom UI. And of course you can change all of it, like you can change the speed of the floating, you can you can change the position of where they are floating, you can do all sorts of things. And don't forget that this is just a UI device, like you still need to like track your own custom resources, but it will work pretty well by using the triggers. You can either trigger them by linking devices or from verse code, and it will display everything you need pretty nicely. And actually that was all. To access the code or the assets of this video, you can check our Patreon. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed, and also leave a comment on what tutorial you would want to see next. See you later.